Y'all, listen to this. This has nothing to do with Olivia or the mommy sector or anything like that. But let me tell you what just happened to me. Now you will hear the TV, you'll hear my dog chewing on a bone, toy bone. Anyway, so around like 5:30 yesterday, it was like okay, it's like the 10th or the 9th. It is right now 12:58 in the morning. I'm so tired and I cannot keep my eyes open hardly, and I need to do my dishes, and my neck is hurting so bad. I've had this knot in my neck for what? All over my neck and my shoulders and my back for like months and months, like last year, okay? And I can't get rid of it, but it's like really, really fucking bad right now. Anyway, not the point. Point being, around yesterday on the 9th, around 5:30 to 6 o'clock, I did a Walmart delivery for groceries because they said around 10 o'clock it's supposed to start snowing. And I said, oh, hell no. You know, I ran out of milk and I ran out of bread. And I said, I can't do that. And I was out of a few extra things. So I said, let me just go ahead and do a real big restock of groceries. I do it every 2 weeks. And, um, it was like a couple of days before the 2 weeks, but I said, because they said Monday morning it's supposed to snow. We're supposed to get like an inch of snow. Um, I know to a lot of people that get like heavy, like blizzard type snows, you're like, oh, 1 inch. Like, we out here doing everything in 1 inch of snow, but around here, like, no, like lots of things are shut down and things like that. Um, I don't know if my son's going to school today. I would say he is, but I don't know. And I don't know if my 3-year-old son has speech therapy. He has it on Mondays, and I don't know. See, I get my children therapy, unlike Olivia. But anyway, I don't know if he's having speech or not. But I did my grocery order, like I said, 5:30 to 6 o'clock, and I paid the $5 extra to have it here in 3 hours or less because I was like, I don't want them to be out here in the snow if it is snowing, and I don't want to wait that late to get groceries. So it was like 30 minutes to an hour later before they started shopping, and I was like, oh, what the hell? Anyway, I was already annoyed by that. And then after this shopper had bagged up my, or not bagged up, you can't see if they're bagging it up, but you get, I don't know if you do Walmart delivery, but if you don't, you get like order placed, and then it's kind of like a tracking system, kind of like Papa John's does, when you order pizza for delivery. Anyway, they go through the steps. They hadn't placed my order, it said order placed, and then it said um, preparing your order, which means they're shopping for your items. And you can see like the items that you have um, ordered, and you can see each item as the shopper like get your grocery item. Like say you want pickles, you can see said pickles on your under the purchased, and what they haven't purchased yet is on top. And as soon as it's they've put it in the cart or whatever, the item, like it deletes it from the top, that they haven't shopped for yet, and puts it down below. Anyway, um, they had did all that, and like I said, it doesn't show you if they're bagging your groceries, but it shows when they have gotten every bit of your groceries that you had asked for. And throughout the order, you will get, or throughout their shopping, you will get substitutions, or you will get unavailable items. Um, and I was upset because a lot of the things that I really wanted for myself, like snack wise, they were out of, and I was like, what the hell, man? And I was at Walmart yesterday, getting my kids some toys. They had saved up so much money, so they wanted to go to Walmart and get some toys. And I was looking around the groceries, and I was like, oh, they have quite a bit of shit in here. And I had done a grocery order on Sunday before and on a Sunday before a while back, and they were out of so much stuff. And the shopper had told me that Sundays are not the best days to shop for groceries, whether you're going in the store and getting them, or you're picking them up, or you're getting them delivered. He said, don't do it. He said, you're going to have a lot of substitutions and a lot of unavailables. And I was like, well, fuck. I was like, but I do appreciate that information. Yes, I love somebody who, gives you that kind of information. Anyway, I was like, well, maybe these substitutions and these unavailables is because it's Sunday. Um, so after they had finished shopping, I waited and waited and waited, and then after it says preparing your order, and after that, the next step is driver is on your way, and then you get to track where they're at, and it gives you like an estimated time of when they're going to get there. Well, I waited and waited and waited, and I never got that notification that they were on their way, and I was like, what the hell? And then around 8:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock, I got your order is delayed. And I was like, fuck me, man. Here at my Walmart, they stopped doing deliveries at like 11 o'clock. That's like the closeout window. I think it's at 9 to 11, and that's it. And I was like, fuck. So, excuse me, I am so tired. Being a mom is exhausting if you actually parent right, and you do what you're supposed to with your kids, and you play with them, and you interact with them, and you're there for them and stuff. It's really exhausting. But and y'all know, mothers and fathers out there that actually mother and father their children, you know what it's like. Anyway, I was like, fuck. And then it said the estimate after I got the delayed time or delayed delivery, it said estimated time is 49 minutes. And I was like, oh, fuck. So 49 minutes went by, and I was like, I heard nothing. And I was like, damn, I really need at least like milk and bread before it snows tomorrow, because no one's going to want to get out in this snow. And where like my specific road, I kind of live in the, I wouldn't say a holler, but I'm not far from like the main road, but I'm out there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how to say it. I'm not really out there, but I am. Like I'm like 3 minutes from the main road, but if you turn down my road, like to go to my road, like you can make a right, and it will take you even further out. But anyway, my road is I feel like one of the last roads that they're like, let's pave the road for them, or not pave, but let's plow the road for them. And I was like, fuck, this isn't fair. I was like, damn, my kids need milk and bread. And I was like, if it is bad out there tomorrow, and my son does have speech therapy, I'm still not going to want to go get milk and bread. I'm not going to fight it. And I know that grocery stores are going to be like packed full of people getting milk and bread. Like where I live, if there's like a single, like if the news, or if the weather guys, like, 1 chance of a flurry, and just one little snowflake, everyone's like, get to the store and get milk and bread. And, it's like a running joke on Facebook. Everyone's like, it's supposed to flurry a little bit. It's not going to stick though, but you better get your milk and bread. Anyway, I was pissed off, and then the Walmart app gave me another response to reschedule my order or get a refund. And I spent almost $400. And if you get a refund, you don't get that refund until like 10 days later. And I was like, I am not getting a refund and then spending another $400. That's $800 in 2 days. Hell no. We're not made of money. It don't work that way. And so, oh my God, my neck though. If y'all have any tips to how to get rid of knots and shit in your neck, I would love it, because my neck is just killing me. It feels like every part of my neck that I touch just hurts. And my shoulders and my back, the upper part of my back, just every single spot feels like that's the spot that hurts. But I don't know. Anyway, I was like, this isn't fair. And before I could respond to the cancellation or reschedule, I was like, they're not going, if I reschedule it for tomorrow, they're still not going to come out and give me my groceries because the roads are going to be bad. And not only that, I don't want to risk someone getting out in this mess and bringing me groceries. Like, hell no. I don't do that. I care about other people's safety. Always will. And so I was just getting so frustrated and angry, and I was just taking it out on myself, and I was like, fuck me, man. And I had no other time during the day yesterday to start my grocery order. And so, excuse me again. I apologize. I mean, at least I'm not smacking my lips like Olivia. Anyway, I then get a notification around 10:30 saying that another person, this man, was starting on my grocery order. And I thought, oh, well, maybe they found somebody to, get my groceries and, pick out my groceries and bring them to me. And I was like, wait a minute, my groceries were already said to be shopped for. And from what I found out, they store your groceries in like the little area that they have. And it said that, and it was saying that they were waiting on someone to come and get my groceries and bring them to me. And I was like, okay, maybe they're just going to go pick up my groceries and bring them to me. But it said on the app that this new person, was re-shopping for everything. And some things that were unavailable were available now. And some things that I wanted substituted that they didn't even give me options to substitute. This person gave me substitutions. And I thought, what the hell is going on? And then, excuse me. And then he shopped for everything. And I thought, well, this is so fucking odd. And then it said on the app that he was 17 minutes away from my home. I thought, what? What? And so I opened up my front door to let my cats out real fast to use the bathroom because my cats are really cool and they use the bathroom outside and they don't need a litter box. I mean, sometimes they'll have accidents in the house, but like most of the time they'll just go outside. They'll let me know when they need to go out. And I was like, dudes, if it's gonna snow and it's already like super duper cold outside, I was like, get outside and go pee. I opened up the front door. This was like 11:30. I open up my front door and there's a whole set of groceries sitting on my front porch. And when Walmart delivers your groceries to your house, they have to take a picture of your groceries sitting on your front porch or wherever they leave them to let, I guess, Walmart know, and you know that your groceries are right there. And so, oh my God, y'all. Once I start yawning, I cannot stop. So anyway, I was like, well, what the hell? So I brought them in, and then I looked, and it was the exact order from the first shop. It didn't add up to what the second shopper had gotten me for groceries. I was like, some things that he substituted were not in my order that I got on my front porch, and things that the first order said was unavailable, or the second order said was unavailable, was right there in my cart or in my bags. And I was like, I'm confused as fuck. And, oh my God, yo. Please tell me that when you start yawning, you cannot stop, because that's me. I also don't feel good. I'm kind of nauseous right now. I haven't eaten much today, and I'm too tired to fucking eat. So, and I still have to do all these dishes. Fuck my life. And I gotta get up at 6 to get my son up for school. And again, fuck my life. But I brought them all in, checked the app. No It did not say one damn thing about your order is on its way, your order has been delivered, here's the picture of your order. Like, none of that shit. And I thought, well, this is fucking odd. And so then I bring my cats back inside. Next thing you know, here's the second guy coming to my house in his big ass truck. He pulls up into my driveway, and I didn't look or anything else. I'm gonna bring my dog. I left my one dog out back, so he wouldn't be barking, or she wouldn't be barking like a maniac and wake everybody up, as everyone in my house is asleep right now, because obviously it's 11:30. And I kept, oh my God, I am so sorry. But I took my other dog with me into another room in my home, and we were sitting there watching TV and cuddling on that. And so after I got the notification that your order was delivered, and there was a picture of it, and it was literally a front porch full of groceries again. I opened up my front door, and there they are. I said, holy shit. This order was a little different. Like, I ordered like a giant pack of the Albanese gummy bears. I love gummy candy. Gummy bears are just the bomb diggity, and Albanese are so good. They're better, way better than Haribo any day of the week. Haribo are good, or Haribo, however you want to say it. So good, but not as good as Albanese. Anyway, I got those, and the first order said that they didn't have the Albanese big pack. But this guy said, just because they ain't got them, I'm going to give you substitutions, and I'm going to give you the same amount that you would get in the big pack. And I was like, oh, I love that. And there they were. And I thought, what the fuck? In the other order, I didn't get in the first order that came to my house. There was no gummy bears. And I thought, this is fucking odd. So I was like, oh shit, I've probably been charged twice. That's over $400 worth of groceries. I was like, oh, no. I was like, that's over $800 worth of groceries. I was like, oh, hell no. Like, nah, nah, nah. Like, I pay, not that y'all care, but I pay a little over $1,000 each month for rent where I live. My fiance and I are renting to own our home, and we've been doing that for a while. But each month we pay a little extra. You know, he expects I think it's $700 a month, and then we pay a little over $1,000. Excuse me again, so that we can pay it off faster. And once we get it paid off, we might move. I'm not sure though. But anyway, I was like, damn, that's like rent money right there. Like, holy shit. Like, this isn't okay. Like, I'm not happy with this. I'm pissed off. So I contact customer support from Walmart through the app, and speak to this guy and explain to him the situation. And he said, give me a moment to understand what is going on through what you just sent. As I'm not being racist or anything, but as he is a foreigner, not that it matters, but his name is Muhammad. So I said that's fine. Take your time. And he said, I understand what is going on, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience and the delays and everything that you had to go through. He said it's not right and it's not okay. He said, give me a moment while I try to resolve the issue. And I was like, great. I was like, I just want to know if I got charged twice. And I wanted to know if I should bring the second set of groceries inside my house or leave them out there in case somebody needed to come back and get them or bring them back. Because they were like, oops, you shouldn't have got that. And he messages me back, and he says, your $5 that you paid for the 3 hours or less has been waived. Which, for those that don't know, which you should know, Olivia, I'm talking to you. Like, that means, like, they knocked the price off. Like, they gave me back my $5. And he said my second set of groceries I can bring into my house and that they are free of charge. I literally got 2 sets of groceries and 1 set for free. Now, the second set of groceries I noticed costed a little more than the first set. And I was like, okay. Because of substitutions and unavailable items and things like that. And they only charged me for the first order, which was cheaper. I said, oh my God. This guy told me, he said, you hit the grocery lottery. I said, jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. I cannot believe this has happened to me. I was already having a rough day yesterday. And today, even though it's now, 1:18 in the morning, and I have 2 sets of groceries to put up, which my whole entire living room is filled full of groceries now. And I have dishes everywhere in my kitchen and on my counters that need to be done. And I need to put away dinner. And the dishes that I have is a lot, honestly. It looks like a lot to me. It probably isn't, but it looks like a lot to me. And then I have to put up the other dishes from the dishwasher and try and get in bed. I am grateful. There are people out there that can't even afford groceries. And for me to get double the groceries, I was like, hell yes. Groceries are so fucking expensive. And I was like, damn, wouldn't it be nice to be able to get more for less when it comes to groceries? Because after I got everything, I was like, damn, there's still some things that I could get, but I'm not going to because that's going to be so expensive. But I got double the groceries, you all. I am beyond blessed and I am beyond thankful. And my fiance is going to wake up in the morning and he's going to say, damn, how many groceries did you get? I paid way too much for groceries. And he's going to say, damn, how much did you spend? And I'm going to say, free 99. He's going to be like, what? I got the second set for free. And I'm going to explain it to him. And he's going to go, no. I'm going to say, yeah, I shit you not. This has never happened. I went to Google and I looked it up. Didn't see anybody talking about this is happening to them before, but holy hell. I've gotten some people's groceries before when they were delivering my groceries. I've gotten 1 or 2 bags of their things, but my God. This is crazy and I'm excited and happy and I love life right now. Even though I'm so tired and exhausted and I have so much shit to do. I'm going to put my headphones on. I'm going to continue to yawn, obviously. Oh. I'm going to put my headphones on and I'm going to try and get in bed before 2:30. And I'm going to be fucking exhausted in the morning. When 6 o'clock rolls around and my alarm goes off, I'm going to think to myself, fucking hell, it's 6 o'clock. I feel like I just got into bed. But I'm going to be happy that I have a whole fucking kitchen and pantry and freezer and deep freezer full of shit. God is good, y'all. The only thing I have ever wanted in my life was, you remember when, I don't think they still do it, but when you buy the single bottles of soda, the Mountain Dew Sprites and things like that, as you're going through the checkout line, they have the single bottles, you can grab in case you're thirsty. They used to do back in the day, like I said, I don't know if they still do it, but back in the day, if you open the cap or open the drink underneath the cap, you could win a free drink. And I always wanted to win a fucking free drink. I said, damn, I would love that. Well, I didn't say damn, but I was a kid, but I was like, dang, I want to win a free drink. And we had this store right down the road from where we lived, in the area. And we had 2, and I can't remember if it was Chi-Chi's or Fox's. But you could get so much candy for $1. Oh my God. A handful of bubble gum, Double Bubble, was 10 cents. You could get so much candy, and every day me and my sisters would go down there, both of those stores, and rack up. We would get those candy cigarettes and stuff, and the bubblegum cigarettes. Remember those? Anyway, I got a drink at one of those, and I opened it up, and it was a free drink. I want to say it was either a Mountain Dew or a Sprite, but man, it was free, and I was just so excited. I said, "Wow, I won something!" But that was literally no, actually, I won a contest one time where I got some free tea sent to my house, like a bag of free tea. But woohoo! But it's free tea, free tea's free tea. But um, damn, this is good. I am so happy and I'm so thankful. And yes, 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 yes. But y'all count your blessings. And I thought to myself, dang, when all this was going on with Walmart, I was like, I am gonna cancel my Walmart Plus, and this is fucked up. But I thought, I get free Paramount Plus with Walmart Plus. You can either get Paramount Plus when you're signed up for Walmart Plus. You can either get Paramount Plus for free or Peacock. I don't know if it's Paramount Plus. I think it's just Paramount or Peacock for free. And I chose Paramount because it's got all the old school Nickelodeon cartoons that I grew up watching, like Cat Dog and Doug. And we can still watch Doug. I think it's on Disney, but Cat Dog and All Real Monsters and Rocket Power and Kablam and all the good shows. Angry Beavers, you remember that? Angry Beavers and what was that one? Wild Thornberries, Rugrats, which Rugrats is on Hulu. I don't know if it still is, but it was on Hulu. But anyway, I kind of browsed Paramount Plus for like adult shows and like movies and stuff, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not really feeling it, but maybe I need to look again. But I thought to myself, earlier I thought to myself, I want to sit down and watch King of Queens. Like, I fucking love King of Queens. I don't know if it's like the white in me, and I don't know if that's racist, but I don't know if it's because I'm white. I love King of Queens. People say, dumb white people shit, but literally, I love King of Queens. My fiance earlier, he asked me to come into the bedroom. He's sick, he's been sick, but he asked me to come into the bedroom, and he was playing something on the guitar, and he was like, "Hey, do you know this song? Tell me what song this is." And it literally sounded, if you've watched King of Queens, you'll know what I'm talking about, but he was playing something that it sounded like the Doug and Carrie song from King of Queens. Doug and Carrie, Doug and Carrie, Doug and Carrie, Doug and Carrie, Arthur, 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 Arthur. Anyway, that bit makes me so laugh in this makes me laugh so much in the show. But I was like, ooh, I was like singing along. I was like, that's Doug and Carrie. And he was like, no. And I was like, what? But I really want to watch King of Queens now. And yeah, but anyway, I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I've been on here for far too long and I've got too much shit to do. But I'm thankful. I'm so happy. I'm going to put my headphones on and I'm going to get to cleaning and putting all this away. And hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I hope that all of you all, except you, Olivia, and you, Trishalicious, I hope that you have good blessings. And I hope good things happen to you and you get lucky like I did. I know to some people it might not be much, but to me, it's fucking everything. Like, I got double the groceries. If you could see how many bags of groceries are in my living room, like, holy shit. And I was trying to be so quiet without waking everybody up. My kids are asleep and my fiance is asleep, but I went in there not too long ago and I could hear my fiance like snoring really loud. So I was like, yeah, he's asleep. But I cannot wait to tell him what happened. Oh my God, cannot wait. I'm so excited. Anyway, there were some things that I was like, dang, I wish I could get like 2 more of those. And I did. So, wow. Anyway, just a little positivity for me. I'm not bragging or anything. I promise you. I'm happy and I wanted to share what happened because I've never heard of that in my life. I've heard of getting other people's groceries by accident, but I got double the groceries and I'm not being charged for it. And oh my God, life is good. Anyway, I'm going to go. I hope you guys have a good day. And I know I always have to talk about Olivia and stuff, but fuck you, Olivia. And how dare you say that you're going to pour hot sauce down AJ's throat? How dare you? And it annoys me that whenever I make CPS reports on Olivia, the very next day, there's like 50 other things that I need to tell CPS that she said or did. Like, lately there have been so many times where Olivia is just like, I'm gonna smack you, I'm gonna pop you, I'm gonna hit you, you know, I'm surprised she hasn't said I'm gonna kick you. She might have, I don't know. Um, Talking about pouring hot sauce down his throat. Like, what the hell? Like I said before, in what is it? Got Screened. His channel, I can't remember what his actual channel name is, but in his video of Olivia talking about that, I remember back in the day when I was little, there was a case of this family. I can't remember the full exact story, but they were living in this church. I don't know if it was an abandoned church or what, but they were living in this church. I don't know if he was a pastor or what, but anyway, this family was living in this church, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong if you remember the story, but they had other kids, but they were so mean to this one kid that they had, like so mean. I think it was a girl, and it might have been a boy, whatever. They were so mean to this kid that the kid was like way too big for the high chair, and they would strap the kid in the high chair, and they would, I think he had chains around him, and they would force like the hottest hot sauce down his throat, like every single day, and he would be burning and set on fire. And then after they did that, they would kick him in the high chair, kick him down the stairs in the high chair. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, seriously, what the hell is wrong with people to make them want to abuse kids and neglect kids? I just, there's times that I sit and think, like, damn, there are kids right now being abused and neglected. Like, right this second, like me sitting here, there are kids all over the world being abused and neglected, tortured, beaten, kidnapped, essayed, groomed, put on the internet, like blackmailed, having their essay videos on the internet, for CP, and people are buying them and on the black market and stuff. And what's that one site or that app, Telegram? Like, I don't fucking understand. I don't want to talk about that though, because that's really gonna make me cry and fuck up my mind, and I don't need that right now. I'm on a high right now of getting double groceries, and not a high for mushrooms. Tell you that much. Anyway, I did make my CPS report like 3 days ago, and they said there's an investigation on Olivia again. And I told them in my report, I said that Olivia has stated that she knows how to work CPS to get what she wants and to get out of having her children taken. I said she will lie to you, and she will act, if you come to her apartment, she will act like everything is good as gold, and she will talk so nice to those kids and so respectful, and be so respectful to the CPS worker. And as soon as y'all leave, I said she will go live streaming and talk and laugh and start cussing us out and talking about how she wins, we lose, and I win, you bitches lose, and how CPS helped her instead of taking her kids. And I said she also told people in her chat room to use CPS to get free daycare. I said she is using CPS to get what she wants and telling other people to do the same. And so I'm really hoping that steps in, that makes CPS wake up. And I also mentioned Mushroom Bay, as he's called, and Drew Allen Sanders. Yes, that's his name. It's public information. I put his name in the report as well. So his name is definitely brought up to CPS, and they know about him doing mushrooms, making some kind of mushroom concoction in the apartment, and how more than likely Olivia partook in that. Here's my theory, and here's my thing, and y'all might not agree with me, and that's totally fine. You might think I'm some sort of bad parent, but I believe, and so does my fiance, we believe that at the end of the year, every year on New Year's Eve, that everyone should take mushrooms. A small amount of mushrooms, enough to actually trip, but it's, if you haven't taken mushrooms before, it's life-changing, honestly. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's life changing. I mean, you can have a good trip or a bad trip, and we think that it's like a restart of your mind, of your brain, of how your mind works when you take those. And we feel like for us it's like a fresh start into the new year. Clear our minds of everything that happened over the year and and whatnot. But if you do that, don't do it around children. We would never, and I want to say a billion times, we would never. And I couldn't tell you the last time we had taken mushrooms like that on New Year's Eve. We didn't have children. We ain't had children, okay? Because on New Year's Eve, best believe me and my kids are sitting on the couch and we're watching the ball drop. And if my kids can hang and stay up long enough, but we are watching the ball drop and I'm having a blast. And when the ball drops and everybody's kissing, I'm crying. I don't know why it makes me so emotional. It really, really makes me emotional. Seeing the ball drop and everyone kissing, and then the New Year's song starts playing. I don't know what it's called, and I don't even know the words. But it makes me extremely emotional. And me and my fiance are kissing, Every now and again, we try and get the kids to spend the night at grandma's on New Year's Eve, so we can go out, and celebrate, like have a dinner, maybe go out and have a drink or two. But honestly, I really don't I like doing that. I love it. I love getting to go out with my fiance and just have us time. But I want to spend New Year's with my family. I really do. Like, fuck the crowds, I want to stay home and hang out with my kids, have New Year's snacks, and just party at home, by ourselves. And no, I don't mean doing drugs or drinking or anything like that. We don't do that. If anything, we'll get like some sparkling cider or just sparkling juice or something. And we get fancy glasses and we all drink from the fancy glasses. And man, if you could see me right now, I'm like smiling ear to ear because it warms my heart to be around family. Like, my kids drive me fucking nuts every fucking day. There's times where I just want to pull my hair out, like I have to scream into a pillow. But best believe I love my kids. Couldn't dare think of being the way Olivia is around her kids. Could not. I don't say anything bad to my kids. I don't say I'm going to pop you, I'm going to smack you, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to pour hot sauce down your throat. I don't cuss them out. There are times where I'm like, sit your ass down, or, I told you to go clean that damn room, and you still ain't done it. I'll say something like that, but, I'm not screaming at them. I'm not telling them, get out of my kitchen, mind, get out of my living room. If you don't clean that mess up, you're gonna get it. Like, I'm just like, hey, do you mind grabbing that vacuum with a broom and cleaning that up for me? And okay, there are times where your kids don't listen, and you have to repeat yourself a few times, and then you just get angry, and then you do kind of yell. But that's every parent, should be, at least. I love my kids. I love my family. I don't know where this had to do with Walmart, but I love my family. I couldn't be like Olivia. Fuck you, Olivia. Fuck you, Olivia Nicole Johnson. And fuck you to anyone that supports her. The fact that people could fucking sit there and listen to her while watching her and listen to her say, I'm going to pour hot sauce down your throat one day. Like, and they don't say a damn thing. Like, And see, that's what I want to tell CPS, is that she said she was going to pour hot sauce down AJ's throat one day. And normally when I make my CPS reports, which I've been making since like last year, they don't contact, if you make it on Friday, they don't contact you over the weekend, to let you know that, we've recommended an investigation, or we don't recommend an investigation. They don't call you or anything, at least for me. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, they don't. They'll wait until Monday. So I'm hoping that today they will contact me through phone, ask me some questions. And I want to bring that up the amount of times lately that Olivia has said she's going to pop AJ, she's going to smack him, she's going to hit him. Like, it's baffling. Like the other day when she was on TikTok and AJ just kept saying, Mommy, 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 Mommy. And it got to the point that he started screaming it, Mommy, Mommy. And she was like, you could hear her say, I'm just going to ignore him. And then he screamed, Mommy, while crying because she would not turn around and look at him. Like, I wanted to cry. I mean, there are so many times that I can't even watch these clips of her because she's being so mean to AJ and Kalani, especially AJ. And it breaks my heart. It makes me cry. And, it's like to me, it's like seeing the ASPCA commercials, with Sarah McLachlan, the arms of the angel. Like, that song, it gets me. And especially when you're seeing animal abuse, like, that makes it worse. I don't believe in laying a hand on an animal. I don't, And maybe it's because I grew up around animals and we were always kind to animals, and my dad couldn't stand to see an animal starving. If there was like a stray cat or dog outside, my dad's like, here, come get some food, Um, and we grew up watching Steve Irwin, and he is the gentlest to animals. Him and his family are the gentlest, kindest souls to animals, and myself as well. I aspire to be like him. Like, I study so much about animals, and there was an episode. Doesn't matter, but there was an episode the other day. My kids like to watch him on YouTube, and I love that, the Steve Irwin Crocodile Hunter show, and he was with Terry, his wife, and they were in Australia, and they were traveling. I can't remember what it was, what it was called, but they were traveling to this place where it was like for miles and miles and miles. It was like the, I guess, coast, wherever they were at, and like they were standing there, and they did like an aerial view, and it was just like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess like not a shelf, but like the end of the road, and it was nothing but like ocean out in front of them, and it was just beautiful, beautiful. I love the ocean. I love the sea. I love ocean life, animal life. I love it. Eat it at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And, if there's like an ocean documentary about ocean animals, I'm like, yeah, I'm watching that. I love Planet Earth. I love all of that. But Steve was just so in awe with what he was seeing, and, just being there, because he wanted to be at that place so bad. And Terry was just so in awe, and he was just hugging her and kissing her. And I believe it was whales that came, and they were like basically putting on a show for Steve and Terry, and it was just so heartwarming. He was so excited to see these certain whales, and he was like, wow, look at those beautiful whales, look at those animals, look at them, and wow. And then he looks at Terry and says, this is the greatest day of my life. He said, and I get to spend it with you. He said, I cannot believe this. He said, I love this. And he was just telling the people watching, he was looking at the camera. He said, this is stunning. This is gorgeous. This is truly the best day of my life. And you could see Terry's face just light up because he was just so excited and just so happy to see what he was witnessing with the whales during their show. And I mean, if I were in his situation, I would definitely be in awe too. I would be standing there crying. Like, I love animals to death. And I just like, dang, he truly loves animals. And that's me. That is so me. I will save any animal in the middle of the road. Like the other day, like my favorite animal in the whole world is owls. I love owls of all kind, and I love birds. I fucking love birds. I want a pet vulture, and I want a pet raven or a pet crow. Like, I want that so bad. Anyway, I've had pet chickens and ducks, but I want more. Anyway, I was outside. It was last night, matter of fact. No, it was night before last, I guess it'd be technically on the 8th. And it was dark outside, and I was like, wait a minute, did I just hear an owl? And then so, me being me, I'm like, ooh, 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 really loud. I don't have trees in my yard, like front or backyard. I mean, I do have a tree. It's like beside my pond, where the rocks are. We planted a tree there, but I mean, it's still growing, but we don't have like big trees, like actual trees. And all of the neighbors, well, most of the neighbors do. And I heard, when I did hoo, 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 I heard it. It was like hooting back at me, or hooting, should I say. And my jaw just hit the floor, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, there's an owl close by. And we were just literally hooting at each other, and I loved it. I loved it. I said, I bet the neighbors think I'm crazy if there's anybody outside, but I love it. And then I yell out, I gotta go in, stay safe, little guy, I love you. And I was just so happy. I just beaming from ear to ear. Anyway, it's been going on for far too long, almost an hour, and I need to do all of this shit so I can go to bed. So, anyways, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I love you, or I guess later today. I love you, and hit the like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the things. It fills my heart when I get subscribers. It truly does, because it makes me think there are people that agree with what I'm saying about Olivia, and agreeing that she's a terrible human being and a terrible mom. And, there really are decent people in this world. And I appreciate every single one of you all. Like, I really, truly do. Like, I do. I do so much. And, I don't want people to think, oh, she's just putting on. But no, I truly do care for every single one of you all. You all are blessings. Anyway, I'm going to go. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful week. Hopefully it won't snow really bad if it does snow. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.